The summations are over. It's over. The summations, the legal arguments regarding this case so far. Is this over? Not even close. Prepare yourself to hear a number of additional pieces of information. Number one, whistleblowers within the office who might be coming forward now who didn't make themselves available before. Number two, as in the case of someone who apparently had called Ms. Merchant and indicated that she was perhaps might want to know that Mr. Bradley, Mr. Terrence Bradley, who says, I haven't seen Nathan away, we haven't talked in years, may have seen him at a restaurant. More information. Fani Willis, did you see her sit in the courtroom today, rocking back and forth with a look of arrogance? And Nathan, too, get him out. What is the purpose of having them sitting next to each other? There is no reason for him. I would have advised her, get out. What are you, Tish James? You're the district attorney. You're handling murder cases and robbery cases and the prosecution of people all over the state. You have got, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get out. Get out. Get away from it. Let this go away. You have to. This is called stagecraft, courtcraft. Get out of it. You look like you're taunting the judge. You look like you're there to make it a point where you can be. You're not adding anything to this. Rocking back and forth with this look of arrogance, arrogance, arrogance. Everything. Even what's his name? Opening up a piece of candy. I mean, they look. I want you to understand this, and I hope you recognize the fact that I've been extremely fair in this thing. I'm telling you exactly what is happening. And I told you from the beginning, the only purpose for this case, the only purpose is one thing, one issue, and one issue only. And this is so important. This is such a great example, a great exercise for kids maybe to understand, maybe for I don't know what it is, for I guess you'd call it maybe perhaps future lawyers, future trial lawyers, future litigants, future appellate judges, appellate lawyers. The first question is, what is the issue? What is the issue? What is the issue? Not, let's go and talk about this. Let me give you an example. I heard a fellow in my YouTube pad, my iPad, there is this provision that just shows, throws up, you might want to see this. If I hear that Beyonce country song, which by the way, I don't think is too bad, that's coming up, women dancing, and for some reason people are dancing. I've never seen so much dancing, but throughout this melange, this cornucopia of songs and the like, lo and behold, there's this piece I saw of a fellow in Fox News, a guy that I like, and he's always been a gentleman to me. And I'm thinking to myself, you're missing the point. Are you doing this just to feed the information to the Fox News audience to say, hey, this case is falling apart. Fani Willis's case is falling apart. Good news for President Trump. Her case is falling apart. Excuse me. Her case has nothing to do with what's going on. Her life may be falling apart. Her future may be falling apart. She may be falling apart. But the prosecution case could be absolutely rock solid. You have no idea. Because for reasons I don't understand. And look, you know my thoughts about Trump. I want him to win. I want him to destroy and break apart. He's the chemotherapy to this cancer. So I've already said that to you a million times. I've already said that to you. I've explained it to you. I've made very, very clear my thoughts on the election. I want Trump to walk away from. I don't think there is one case that is worth the attention. Could he be guilty of these? Yeah, absolutely. Some of these cases are just stupid. Is he guilty of this New York civil case? Well, it's not really guilty, it's a civil matter, but according to the law, yeah. Could he be guilty of this other New York case, this Alvin Bragg case involving this payment to whatever? Yeah. Could he actually be in violation of some records law? Espionage, but depending upon how it's phrased, yeah, sure. There's no lack of probable cause. Of course there is. Could Joe Biden be in charge? Absolutely. And what we heard today regarding Hunter Biden and James Biden, dear God, yep, he's the big guy. Yep, we got it from China. Ta-da! But let's not get confused. Issue number one. If you've just, by the way, any newbies here, if there's any newbies, please let me know. Welcome to this. Please welcome. Don't forget, subscribe. Subscribe, hit the little bell. I'm telling you, these metrics, like the video. I hate to do this, but liking really sets us off. And what I'm trying to do, if you're brand new here, I'm always going to tell you the truth. You may not like the truth. It may not be something you want to hear, but when I tell you the truth, damn it, it's the truth. Edge Dweller says, apparently the judge's 2-week determination process is in line with his reelection of his position and whether or not he be opposed. Interesting. Well, it is. It's sad to say. By the way, thank you for this. You're sad to say. It appears to be the case. What's interesting about it is that it's sad to say that, look at this, Scott McAfee, the young judge on Trump's Georgia case, a 34-year-old scuba diver and cellist. He soared through Atlanta's conservative legal ranks. And he appears to be, he was appointed by the Republican governor. So you got to ask yourself, what does he risk? I love judges who come forward and do things that people remember you for. And he's got to be able to say, I am not dismissing the case. I am disqualifying the prosecutor. So let's go through this. And let's go through this. Number one, I'm not going to tell you something you like. Number two, as this very nice gentleman on Fox, I noticed, said, oh, her case is deteriorating. No, President, no, it's not deteriorating. No, her case is not. You're confusing the case against Trump and the other, 15, with this. Do you hear what I'm saying? Let me try to say this again. Let me say this again. By the way, where's our dead mother? Where's Lizzie Solak? Where is she? We're up to 1,000 so far, Lizzie, and we need 900 likes. Do you hear me? 900. And the reason why you like this case, the reason why you like this is very important, is because you're smart and you get it. And what I like to do is to tell you, this is what's happening. I'm telling you the way it's the way it should be, what the law says. And there are some other things which are funny in terms of the actual application of the facts. But the issue that benefits her the most, and if Fani Willis called me, I know this sounds crazy, but I am a trial warrior by profession. That's what I do. I'm an advocate. I take the case. I don't really care who the people are involved. It doesn't really matter to me. It really doesn't. That's not what I do. Can I make a case? Can I explain this to the judge? I think absolutely. Absolutely, I can. Sparky says, was Fani Willis elected prosecutor via George Soros? I don't know. They say that, but I think Soros might want to reconsider that. But the first thing I would love to do is to start with say, Your Honor, we have one issue here. Show me why Fani Willis should be disqualified for a conflict of interest. Let me say this again. Do you understand this? Do you understand what I'm saying? Tell me why she should be removed for a conflict of interest. Now, your question next is, what is the definition of a conflict of interest? Very good. Well, let me explain it to you. What it means is, and this is critical, what it means is very simply this. Does she have a stake in this prosecution? Is she involved in a way that makes it different than others? Does she have a stake? Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of this is the perfect case where she would have a conflict of interest. She's having an affair, or had an affair, or was having an affair with the defense lawyer. Maybe not so much in the past, but let's say she's having one now. That would be a conflict. Done. 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 Does she have a stake in it? Yeah. Because either she could throw it, and remember one thing, in law, we love to say this, the appearance of. Judges must avoid the mere appearance of impropriety. The mere appearance. They must avoid the mere appearance of impropriety. You know what I'm saying? Just the look of it. Now, more importantly, let's go on. What did she do? Now, my friends, especially if you're brand new here, this will blow your mind. And this is what you should tell all your friends the next time you talk about this. When somebody talks, hey, what do you think about that Fani Willis thing? Here's something to tell them that nobody's talking about because they're too busy going over the facts of the case. I don't want to mention other people. I don't want to mention other hosts. I don't want to mention, but they don't go deep enough. They just point out the obvious to you. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Howell says Fani wants a monument. If she is willing to wait about 807,000 years, her visage will adorn the Morlock Temple from H.G. Wells' The Time Machine. Dan, you are too good, my friend. Thank you. Cryptic, arcane, perhaps, but nonetheless poetic. Imagine the following. Your Honor, my name is Fani Willis. I think I can get to the bottom of this. Would you like me to answer any questions? Would you like me to answer? Any questions about this? Sure. Ms. Willis, were you having a relationship with Mr. Wade? Yes. When? From 2019 through, we broke up about 2023, until fairly recently. Not now, but prior to that. Yes. Did you appoint him to this because you were having a relationship with him? Yes. Precisely, Your Honor. We were having sex, and I appointed him to the special assistant position because we were having sex. That's what I did. Because I was, and was he experienced in racketeering? Not at all. He was a traffic magistrate. He did wills and things like that. And wills, by the way, don't knock probate. Probate in the state law, that's complicated. But no, he had no experience whatsoever. So I did this. Yes, I appointed him. And not only that, I've got people all over my office, people that are political friends of the family. I've got, everything from secretaries, whatever. It's part of the perks. It's part of my discretion. Yes, sir. I did that. Now, Ms. Willis, yes. Did you appoint or hire Mr. Wade so that you could have him rack up these ridiculous hours, like 24 hours he, worked in one particular day. And could you, did you do this so that he would take you on Aruba and trips and things? And did you do that? No. Did you hire him in order to maybe extend his prosecution so the longer he works, the more he could redirect those monies that he earned in a salary to you? No. I'm worth over $8 million. I don't need his money. I've got $650,000 in gold. Did you read my financials? Read it. I think it was gold or something. I don't need this. No, absolutely not. That's not why. Not only that. Did you pay him back? No, I did not pay him back. No, I did not. Are you aware of how he paid you? Not at all. On his corporate card or I don't know. I don't do that. I don't pay men back. What does that mean? No, I didn't. That would have been it. Ashley? Yes, ma'am. Ms. Merchant? Yes. You want to ask any questions? Any cross-examination? No, that about covers that. Mr. Sadow, would you like to ask me any questions? No, not at all. That's it. Now, can we continue with the prosecution? Yep. That's the end of it. That's the end of it. Because there is nothing about having sex with a member of your prosecutorial team that would make you ineligible to prosecute President Trump. Period. Do you understand that? That's not the issue. So when they're saying, yes, and when this fine gentleman, I really like him, he's on Fox News, he missed the point. He kept misleading everybody. He kept making everybody think that somehow this is about, was it 2019? Well, then the tech show, yes, he did. In fact, when Ashley Merchant asked Mr. Bradley, was it before? No. Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes, it was. And it was. Absolutely do it. Aha, my ass. Aha. That doesn't mean anything. Edge Dweller says, in my opinion, the prosecutors have secured their dismissal as prosecutors based on their action in this case. What a shite show. Again, Edge, thank you. What did they do to secure their dismissal? Now let's go to the next step. What was it? You didn't hear me correctly. Did I say that she should not be dismissed? I never said that. Absolutely, she should be dismissed. Absolutely disqualified. Absolutely. Wait a minute. I thought you said no. I said if she came in and admitted this, there would be no problem. But she didn't do that. She didn't do that. Do you hear what I'm saying? She didn't do that. What did she do? Well, it wasn't that. She came in and she started lying. And the lying started. That's what it was about. It was the lying. It was the lying about things that didn't even matter. It was the lying about. It was ridiculous. First of all, it was the arrogance. That's not enough. Fani Willis is a little stuck-up girl. An overinflated, boorish, arrogant, self-entitled little princess. Little Miss Arrogance. Who always got the what she wants, and she is tough, and you're not. She's one of those Karen types. These people that I'm telling you, she reminds me of those people you see on airport videos who say, "You don't understand," and then jumps over the counter and starts strangling somebody. She was the most unprofessional, the rudest, contemptuous, contumacious thing I have ever seen. She is a disgrace. A disgrace to the profession. A disgrace. You don't act like this. The court is like church. It's like a tabernacle. It's the church. When you walk in, and I mean, it's some courts look different than others, and some federal courts are bigger than others. When you just oh my, you should see the first department here in New York. Oh my God, the Court of Appeals. Oh God, that thing looks. You should see this wood paneling. It's beautiful. I mean, you walk in, you feel like, wow. It used to be so special where you spoke so respectfully. There was no yelling. There was no nothing. It was almost my learned colleague. And if you didn't, oh my God. Warren Berger, by the way, there's Megan, says, thank you for all you do. Bless your heart. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. And thank you for what you do. That really does. I appreciate that. I just want you to know the beauty of this, Megan. Is it Megan or Megan? I'm going to call it Megan because I think that's what you say. Anyway, there's this. You don't do this. Do you know that Warren Berger, believe it or not, one time either I don't know how true this is. Either not threw somebody out, but told somebody you can't come before me with a button-down shirt. You can't wear a button-down shirt. Do you ever see what the Solicitor General wears? He wears a morning coat. I mean, this is. I don't think you should wear a peruke, the white wig. But this is serious. This is something. I'm telling you. When you're in court, you're trying a case with somebody. I swear to you, you go out and have a drink with them afterwards. You're buddies, maybe afterwards. Doesn't look good before, but you're professional, and you come back and you do it another day, and you don't. No, the case itself is a different story. Raka Fraka says, I think we're missing one point. Think about the implications to Nate's divorce and Fani's reelection or political goals. Truth costs too much. Oh, well, no, it's a very good point. His divorce, to answer your question, is a problem because of the following. Number one, remember what I said, and thank you, Raka Fraka. What I said initially was, had Fani Willis just said, "Oh yeah, I'm knocking the bottom out of that. Oh yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. That's it. That's the end of it. Your question? No, that's about it. Ms. Merchant, any question in your part? No. Any cross-examination? No. Anything you'd like to add? No, not really. That's it. That's the end of it. But that's not what happened. Let's talk about the divorce. I can imagine this. Joycelyn, I've got her name is very good. Joycelyn. Joycelyn is, where is this? Oh, come on. I had she had a great, I really liked her. I liked her style. This was where is this? Hang on a minute. Give me a second here. Oh, come on, you. Hang on a minute. Oh, here we go. I liked her. Her name was Andrea Dyer Hastings. And Andrea Dyer Hastings represented Joycelyn Wade. And this was the lawyer in the divorce hearing that Mr. Wade had. Now remember, Mr. Wade had, before this, he's a man it looks like he's in good shape, and he's well-tailored clothes, and he, does this stuff. Well, turns out we find out that he's impotent, or was a prostate surgery victim. Bless his heart. He he was in the middle of a divorce, they've been married, and he was cuckolded, that his wife, Joycelyn, according to him, stepped out on the marriage. And I can see her lawyer picking up the phone and calling Joycelyn and saying, yeah, Joycelyn, hi, this is Andrea Hastings. Listen, are you watching this? Yeah. Did you know that he made almost $1 million over the? No, I didn't. Well, we're going to change. We're going to supplement and amend whatever we were asking for, because both people have to submit information. And the information that he provided under oath, his records are all falsified, are all wrong. All of them are wrong. Every single one of them is wrong. By the way, we have 700 likes, and I appreciate that so much. We appreciate that. I'd like 1,300 tonight. I know it sounds crazy. And the reason why people, if you've ever wondered about this, the reason why it sounds so pathetic and people are always asking, like, live like it. It's not that we need the praise, but it helps with logistics, algorithms and the like. Anyway, so that's one thing. Next, he said during the course of this, and please remember, friends, let's go back to what I said initially. Had she not lied, had Fani not lied, we wouldn't have known all this. See, that's what this is. It's not about the fact, it's not the lies to cover up. It's not the fact that they were having an affair. It's the lies and the contempt for the court and the contempt for the judge and the contempt for the truth and the arrogance and all of this, and how this is going to forever poison this jury pool. Does anybody think, listen to me, answer a question. Does anybody think that the good people of Fulton County, remember, she represents them. Actually, it's the state of Georgia, but them. Can they get a fair trial? When you hear Fani Willis, do you think they can get a fair trial? Kevin Diamond says, what about the argument used today? I'm not sure thank you very much. I'm not sure which particular argument, but maybe this might answer this. It's not the lie part. But going back to this initially, he decided during a pleading, it was alleged, one of the interrogatories, one of the pleadings that were signed under oath during his divorce hearing, one of them was he decided that later on might be a good idea to change his opinion, because he had written, did you have any kind of affair or whatever outside of the marriage? And he said, no. And then either he removed it, amended it, changed it, or did something. And when they asked, why did you do this? This is what came about. And I don't know what came first. One argument was that she cuckolded me. She apparently stepped out of the marriage, so he alleged. And therefore, as far as I'm concerned, the marriage is over. So when you ask me, did I violate the marriage? I say no. The marriage was already violated by her. As we say in the South, that dog don't hunt. Number two, he's got to worry about things like Fifth Amendment. And when asked, why did you change this? Or why is he? Because it's like nobody's business. The privacy part. This started to unrule. Remember when they were going to make her testify in the divorce hearing? And then they alleged Joycelyn of basically doing this to either subvert the prosecution, shill for Trump. It just starts, imagine just churning it like butter. Do you ever see when butter, you start churning it? And it's just cream, and then you just keep spinning it, and you keep churning it, and it gets thicker and thicker and thicker, and pretty soon it turns into this glob of, that's what this is. It starts growing. All of this because these are the worst liars. They're not coordinating lies. Each lie was more stupid than the other. And let me tell you something. Most people will find, and I think you're the same way, the way I am. Most people believe that it's not the fact that you're lied to. It's the fact that the lie was so stupid. It's the fact that the lies are so stupid. That's the part that's the thing. That's the, if somebody says, well, I was, let's say you find out your spouse is cheating on you. Okay. It's one thing. It's like, all right, that hurts. That's terrible. But when they tell you, no, I wasn't having an affair. No, I was over there to teach Esperanto to her. I mean, come on. You're making it worse. Why are you lying to me? Just tell me the truth. Ed Dweller says, allegedly, Fani and the dishonorable Mr. Wade have booked a lodge in Mexico just now to take a vacation so they can decompress and clear this mess. I don't think, it's funny you say that. And by the way, thank you. And your comedy, sir, I think is without peer. But I will say, it would not surprise me in the least. It would not surprise me. I told you this before. Close your eyes and think about this. This case has to be disqualified. She has to be disqualified for so many reasons. There is no way, if for no reason, this DA, and remember, DAs, district attorneys, have a higher standard. What do you think is their role? Their job is to deliver justice, not convictions, justice. Prosecutors have a rule, an obligation under Brady against Maryland, where they have to turn over information that is exculpatory. If they find out something that benefits you, the defendant, they got to tell you. And if they don't, you get the case dismissed. Do you have to do that? No. Defendants don't even have to take the stand. It's her game. It's her shot. It's her burden. During jury selection, they will always ask you normally, does it bother you or would it bother you if the defendant did not take the stand? Would it bother you if the defendant did not take the stand? Lou Lewis says, I wonder if there isn't door cam video of Nathan Wade slipping in and out of Fani's back door. Jadrules, LOL. Lou, thank you. Let's talk about the issue, shall we? Let's talk about this incredible case. Let's talk about this one. Why? Why is it important? Because she made it an issue. First, during the course, remember how this started. The one who made this happen is Ashley Merchant. This is a woman who was I think she's the president of the Georgia criminal defense lawyers or something like that. Her husband is on the defense team. So obviously you can have a relationship with somebody. The husband's on it. Okay, fine. I don't know who picked, who did whatever, but here's the thing. The most bizarre, this is the one I can't figure out. It's like somebody who changes, not a chameleon, not schizophrenic, but somebody who just changes completely. For example, hell, the case of Terrence Bradley. Terrence Bradley and Ashley, remember, she represents Michael Roman. They're talking. Terrence Bradley is the big guy, with the suit that doesn't fit, the big guy who doesn't remember anything, who sits there and clicks his pen and looks like a little kid, answering, just caught in a cookie jar. She's talking to him. Why? I would give anything if all of a sudden, not that he would answer me, I would love, because he's so stupid. Why was he telling the lawyer for a Trump co-defendant? Why is this African-American criminal defense lawyer in Fulton County with an African-American friend And then and I'm sorry, I'm talking about, these are demographics. If you want to go to Staten Island, you talk about the Italian Americans. If you want to go to a certain part, if you want to go to DeKalb County, you got to know who's who. Kevin Diamond, thank you, sir. Thank you immensely for this. What was it that made you reach out to her? You're doomed. You're going to have to move. First of all, you look like a traitor. You've got this very vindictive. Do you not know who she was? Do you not know? Do you not understand who she is? You've got this woman against an all. No, some of the defendants are not all white. There are some from black Republicans. No, some of the defendants, as far as the counsel goes, legal counsel, I think, but, and please, I'm sorry to bring race into this, but if you don't think race applies, if you don't think race is important, you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. If you think race and class and demographics and nationalities don't mean anything, you don't understand how this works. LJ Jackson said, I would sell my first pair of ballet toe shoes to hear colorful commentary from the masterland. Oh, bless your heart. Thank you, LJ. I appreciate that. I'll tell you what I would want. As I was saying before, and forgive me if I'm jumping around, but I want to answer your question. If this goes to trial, let me reiterate, there's nothing that affects. This does not affect. Listen to what I'm saying. This does not affect the prosecution at all. Again, a very nice guy on Fox, I saw this. He said, oh, her case is deteriorating. No. They might have a hell of a strong racketeering case. I don't think so, but I wasn't in the grand jury. I don't know their discovery. I don't know what they've got. It's withstood a motion to dismiss, from what I understand. Must be something there to it, but that's not it. But imagine this. Trump is tried and Trump takes the stand. I don't know why, but he normally wouldn't, but let's assume in this criminal case, he's crazy and takes a stand. Let's assume further that Fani is doing the cross-examination because she is a lunatic and an egomaniac and wants to actually cross-examine Trump. Can you imagine what that would be like? These two oversized egos going at it. Edge Dweller says, it was a fishing expedition on all sides. The rule is you never, ever, ever say anything that can be turned around and used against you. Yeah, that's true. But you also don't do it. You don't volunteer information like a rat to Ashley Merchant, who was defending a man that this very prominent and vindictive and queen of arrogance is. Anyway, imagine this. Imagine, for the sake of argument, this fantasy where there they are. And here comes Fani with President Trump. I would be like somebody like John Douglas, the master, the profiler going after serial killers. I would say, Mr. President, you've got to get under her skin. You've got to show no fear of her and contempt, that you're better than her. You're better. And it may kill the case. It may absolutely poison the jury against you. But you're going to say, when you see her in this fantasy case that would have never happened, you're going to say, well, we finally meet. And just wait. Because you're in her room, in her jurisdiction, and you're not showing her the proper respect. Bill Monahan says, I had a police sergeant friend who used to say the thing he hated most about people is they lie when they don't have to, when the truth would help them. Yes. I had a dear friend of mine, one of my best buddies in the world, Gordon Soley, one of I think the greatest professional wrestling announcer in the history of, and he used to always say that some people would rather climb up a tree and lie than stand there and tell the truth. And by the way, you know what is the most difficult thing? Is to know don't volunteer stuff. Don't volunteer. If you're ever in court and your lawyer is asking you a question, get the answer out right away. Because this is from your lawyer. If the other lawyer is cross-examining you, wait. Wait so that your lawyer can object. Don't answer the question. I've heard this all the time. I love when your lawyer objects and you keep talking. It's like, no, shut up. He's objecting. But all of this today was a waste of time. All of this was a complete and total waste of time. All they had to do was say, what does this have to do with a disqualification of Fani? What is why? Why? And I would start off with the most elaborate. You've got leeway. You've got leeway. You've got to really weigh this. You've got to ask yourself this question. Does the interests of justice mandate this? You don't kick prosecutors off because they're bad. They're going through, problems in their life. Let's assume Fani got a DUI and was arrested. Let's assume during the course of this. You don't disqualify her. You don't disqualify her because of that. What does this have to do? You've got to show a conflict of interest regarding the defendants, not something you did. My God, you could remove more prosecutors. Oh, please. But here's the story. It's so weird. And do you think a jury could be seated? Absolutely not. Do you think anybody could get a fair trial? Absolutely not. Lisa Bach, thank you so much, Lisa. Do you think anybody get a fair trial? Nope. Remember the people of Fulton County. This is their lawyer. This story is just, you hear, let me tell you something. Fani Willis, just first of all, that Fani, my ass. There's a pun there somewhere. Fani. All of a sudden she's Fani. What the hell is that funny about? Tiffany Henyard is the other name, which we never would get to. Tiffany Henyard is the best politician, bar none. Antediluvian Doomer says, Lionel, as a former prosecutor, how does a stupid person rise in the position of DA? It's mind-boggling. Are there Fanis everywhere? I'm afraid. Mr. Doomer, thank you, first of all. Thank you. Number one, I do not know, and I say this, I do not know how things, for the most part, work out. But I will say that most prosecutors are not stupid. Most prosecutors do not try cases. Rudy Giuliani, when he was a U.S. attorney for the Southern District here in New York, it was Michael Chertoff who tried the cases. He brought the racketeering cases. He did the commission case. Chertoff did it. Others as well. Not Rudy. Rudy was the kind of like the front man. He led the team, stewarded the helm, so to speak. Prosecutors are very good. Letitia James, Tish James, who's the AG from New York, she's very competent, very smart. She sits in the courtroom, but she's measured. She doesn't act like a fool. By the way, let me ask you, what do you think about this judge? What do you think about this judge? I've never seen anything like it. If ever there was somebody who looks like he's almost like he's in a hostage case. He's so I'll tell you what I would have done. Very, very simply this. I would say we are here today to determine one particular issue. Is there a conflict of interest? That's it. That's it. Or if you can think of another reason, why is it? And this bothers people when I ask them, so what if Fanny lied? So what if Fanny lied about whether she had a relationship with Nathan Wade? As long as she's not lying about Trump, as long as she's not lying about the prosecution, doesn't matter. That's the part that surprises you, isn't it? And I don't blame you because you're thinking, but because this looks like she's on trial. She was right about that. It's not about her, it's about Trump. But the problem is who knew she would be so arrogant? She is her own worst enemy. And here's the best part. I love to tell her, Fanny, you're not going anywhere. You're never going to be a federal judge. You're an embarrassment. You blew whatever your career was. You might work in Fulton County. You might, I don't know. They might like you. I don't know it's a very democratic order. They might like you. They may look at you, but that's it. You have come across and the worst part about the Fanny is that you don't understand. You're a fool. But what the judge has to understand is that this case is so contaminated, not by the prosecutor, by what she's done. They just see, I'll bet you anything. People see, I'll bet you, how much you want to bet Nathan Wade gets more offers for from women and pictures and selfies. Please, God, please let there be something where Nathan is out and he's maybe, I don't want to say somebody set him up, but you hire, or some women decide to come along and take selfies with him and just make a complete further buffoon of yourself. Now, Bradley is done. Terrence Bradley is a rat to everybody. And understand this one. Follow this. Anna Cross, who was the lawyer for the Fulton County DA, she's claiming, listen to this, she declaimed at first that Terrence Bradley cannot testify because what he is saying is privileged. Now, here's the best part. Normally, lawyers would say, I don't give a damn if you're going to say something privileged. That's not my problem. That's up to you to raise an objection. Meaning, if I represent you and I'm representing you, and I'm talking to somebody, and that's our witness, and that's the guy that's going to help you, that's the guy that's going to make our case, I'm going to ask him a question that I know violates every privilege there is: husband and wife, attorney-client, psychotherapist-patient, you name it. It's up to him to raise it, not me. So why is Anna Cross all of a sudden worried about his privilege? What does she care? Why? Because she's afraid of it being true. Because she knows it's true. It's the only thing she could do. So the first question I would ask, the judge would says, excuse me, Ms. Cross, how are you invoking the privilege? He's not even invoking it. You're doing it for him? What are you doing here? She's saying, Judge, he's going to tell the truth. That's why I'm making this ridiculous argument, arguing a privilege on his behalf. It's the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. It's nuts. Oh, yeah, you're right about that. And then they throw him under the bus. Then he comes out, and this is the best part. You think he would have said, okay, great. I was trying to be a nice guy. Now think about this. I was trying to be a nice guy. What do you mean a nice guy? I'm trying to be a nice guy. I don't want to testify. Listen, schmuck, you were the one who were texting Ashley Merchant the whole time, ratting out Wade and Fanny. Now you're going to be a nice guy? Now you're deciding I don't remember? What are you, an idiot? You've already made your bed. Lie in it. You can't change your mind. Now he's telling people, I don't remember that. What do you mean you don't remember? What the hell are you talking about? Edge Dweller just gifted 10 memberships. Thank you, Edge. Appreciate it, buddy boy. I think it's a buddy boy, I think. This is bizarre. I can't even figure this guy out. You ratted him out? What did you think? And there the texts were, are you sure about this, Terrence? Absolutely. You go, girl. I'm paraphrasing. We're going to have to call you. Okay, whatever. Then he says, oh, God, what have I done? I don't remember. You don't remember texting? Here are the screenshots. Boom, 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 boom. This is you and me. You don't remember talking? This is the biggest case in American jurisprudence. You're bringing charges against a former president for racketeering in Georgia, nonetheless. Not that that matters. I'm the lawyer representing one of the defendants. I'm calling you. Every time you get this, the instincts in you should be, oh my God, I can't talk. No, you're talking to me. You don't remember this? Is your number 215? Yes, it's me. This is you. What does this even mean? I don't remember. I don't recall. Kevin Diamond says, give us a specific critique of the argument merits, lawyers today. I thought Sadow, I liked him the best, and I'll tell you why. The thing that he said that had nothing to do with privilege, nothing to do with privilege, nothing to do with conflict of interest. He brought up the fact, and this is a special one, this might be a motion for sanctions, where he brought up the fact that she went before a black church, a congregation, very, very famous African American church. I think Dr. King was there, and basically said, they're coming after me because I'm a black woman and whatever, and invoked race. And the law says, the rules say specifically, you can't do that. You can't go and seek publicity in such a way that it could in some way affect the perhaps the jury pool. It could affect whatever. And this is what she did. Oh, there are strict rules. Strict. Absolutely strict rules about what you can and can't say. You can't go out there and I wish I could tell you how unconscionable it is for a prosecutor, not, let me tell you something, the prosecutor, not the defense lawyer, but the prosecutor who's going out and saying, we're going to go out. Imagine Rudy Giuliani. The prosecutor goes out of his way to say nothing. The prosecutor keeps his mouth shut. The prosecutor never, ever does any. You never, especially the district attorney who's not going to be trying the case. You always say, we don't argue in public. We do all our arguments in court. This is the tribunal that's best suited to handle it, blah, 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 and that's it. What are you talking about? I've never seen anything like this. But the one I still can't figure it out is Terrence Bradley. I don't know whose side he's on. I don't know what he's doing. What are you doing? You're a schmuck. And not only that, this is the best part. This Anna Cross throws him under the bus. Do you want him or not? I don't. They said, by the way, Mr. Bradley, you know why you left Mr. Ray's law firm? Because you were charged with sexual assault of one of the workers. Huh? Why'd you bring that up? So now this guy, he's unhireable, unlikable, who wants to get near him? So granted, he's presumed innocent, mere accusations, but he's accused of sexual battery. He ratted out his best friend like he's a sniveling little rat, testing Ashley Merchant, and Fani. He's a traitor. And then after he does it, you think he'd say, well, what the hell? I did it. I might as well stick to my guns. I can't change my mind. He acts like he never happened. I remember. I can't say specifically. You said specifically. You said, I don't. Well, I'm not sure. Ladies and gentlemen, the good news is this is not going anywhere. This is not going anywhere. Like that line from The Voice from Brazil. It's the greatest story ever. It's better than anything I ever even thought was even possible. I never thought, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like this. Nothing. Nothing. I'm serious, not OJ, and we haven't even gotten to the case yet. This is about racketeering. This is a motion to disqualify. It's unbelievable. And this judge, let me tell you what I would have done. Okay, folks, I don't want to hear anything other than why she should be disqualified. Let's begin. Anybody? Everybody? That's all I want to know. That's all I want you to tell me. That's it. That's it. Period. End of discussion. Don't go any further. Don't go. No. Just tell me specifically. Well, the text, excuse me. What does this have to do with her being disqualified? What? Well, she lied. What does this have to do? Does she have a stake in the case? How does this affect her ability to prosecute the case? That's what I want you to tell me. I don't want to go through this. I will stipulate kind of for you. Let's assume this is all true. Let's assume they did this, they did that, and this, let's assume they all lied. That's a separate thing on my part because he also can hold them in contempt, charge them, or they can be brought up on perjury charges by some other independent counsel because her own office isn't going to do it, or she can face the bar. That's it. But what I want you to understand, what I want to leave you with, is that this case is so gone. They have mucked this case up when all she had to do was just say the truth. And by the way, it's not unjust enrichment. None of that stuff. That's the craziest idea in the world. They're trying to say that, well, the reason why this should be disqualified is, you see, the conflict is that Fani benefited from the monies that were distributed to him in salary, in legal fees. So they kind of made kind of a deal like, I'll send you that money, but it's coming right back to mama. Come on. Let's go to that Aruba. Let's go to the cruise. Let's go here. In fact, Bradley's even telling Ashley, ask about this, ask about the money, ask about. It's not unjust enrichment at all. That's really far-fetched. But how is Fani Willis not a punchline? You will never forget Fani Willis. Fani Willis, first of all, don't give me that Fani. No wonder they call it Fani. What were her parents thinking? What do you name a kid Fanny for? Seriously. Fanny Farmer? Fanny Flag? Fanny, remember Little Annie Fanny? Years ago, the cartoon. Anyway. So you're going to hear her for the rest of her life. And that's going to be the part that kills her because she wants this respect. I'm a proud woman. Not, you might be proud, but you're a joke. And you're a joke, and you're a bigger joke. The jokesters. Unbelievable. I love this. And it's not going away. And President Trump at least can say, well, I got something going for me. That's the only thing. So Kevin Diamond, I want to thank you very much, my dear friend. Antediluvian Doomer, Lisa Bach, thank you. Bill Monahan, Edge Dweller, L.J. Jackson, Kevin Diamond, Lou Lewis, by the way, Lou asked a question. I wonder if there isn't a webcam, Nathan Wade. You do know that, before I forget, they have this wonderful device called Cell Hawk. And this tells you where you are going once they put the data in. And it showed him going from his home to apparently her home, this where she was staying or subletting, and then going back at home. And she even said, well, this doesn't prove anything. Really? This is what you use in your own prosecutions. Well, that doesn't prove anything. Well, I'm sure he got up at a quarter to midnight, went over to this place that happened to be a few feet from where you were staying. Doesn't prove it was you. I'm sure there's some all night laundromat or party he's going to. And then he stayed there at this place that wasn't you, mind you, but near you until 4 in the morning where he went back. Come on. Salute, thank you. Great question. Let me see. Raka Fraka, thank you. Megan, thank you as well. Dan Howell, Sparky. Sparky's been very quiet lately. Edge Dweller, thank you as well. We had somebody ask about Sparky the other night. We were out and about. Somebody who was a follower was asking who Sparky is. And I said, I'd rather not say. Because, by the way, your background is good for me. Let me thank you. Let me also tell you, please, I'm asking you to follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors here on YouTube. I want everybody here, everybody, to immediately subscribe. Her work is absolutely invaluable. It is invaluable. May I mention what's coming up this weekend? Or tomorrow, he's going to be, Mrs. L is going to be with Dick Morris on Newsmax, talking about an incredible, I saw it today, just a great interview on children and what's going on at the borders. Terrific. So watch that and follow Mrs. L right here at Lynn's Warriors. Same thing goes for Twitter as well. Who is this? AP says official request for a hand fart tutorial video. We'll do that another time. But let me get a better one for you. There we go. Hang on. There we go. That's it. There you go. You don't want to hear that behind your head in a movie theater. Trust me. All right, dear friends. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. At 8:30, new video. Remember, all Lionel members get to see the videos first and all that kind of stuff as part of your exorbitant fee that you pay for this. But a new video coming up, kind of recapping what's going on. I thank you so much. Thank you for this. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Don't ever change. I mean that sincerely. And you have been just wonderful. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, the monkey's dead. The show's over. See ya.